Okay, I have 3 tips for you if you want to burn sugar quickly because you are a dessert lover. Like you just love sugar stuff. Okay, so there's a little trick to doing this. I'm going to give you 3 tricks right now, okay? So, trick number 1 is after or even before you have, let's say, a cookie. Let's say your favorite cookie and you feel, bad about having it. Maybe during the holidays you eat lots of desserts. Even before you go in to have that dessert, you start to rev up your metabolism. So that means you maybe do 20 jump squats, or maybe 20 burpees, anything to just get your heart rate up. Because sugar burns quickly, right? It just goes through your system real quick. It doesn't sit around. Unless you sit around, then it's got some time to turn into maybe over time, what you call fat because you're not using it. But sugar can burn really quickly. So you want to, the trick is to, if you had a cookie or a dessert, you can like quickly move and feel the burn, and you would burn up that sugar so quick. All right. So that's not the same with fat. It takes time to burn fat, but sugar like that. So you can literally move and it will burn. I mean, you can do anything that causes your heart rate to go up and they'll burn sugar, right? You can walk up and down the stairs real fast in your house. You can get down and do push-ups. If you run out of ideas, you can get on my Instagram account, go into my highlights, go under Tight in 10 or Fit in 5, and you can see all these quick body weight exercises that you can quickly execute in 2 minutes. And that will burn off that cookie, that little cookie you just had, or whatever it is that you feel like you're having too much of, okay? So remember, trick number 1 is just to burn the muscles real quick with a quick 2 minute something, okay? You can do it before or right after you have that sugar that you feel so bad having. Now, of course, it's not every day you can just jump around. If you have company and stuff, you're probably not going to get down and do burpees, right? So like I said, you can do it ahead of time, or maybe just, get everybody in on it. I don't know. But that's just a reason to move that sugar quickly, all right? Tip number 2 is that you want to have some protein first, right? Eat some protein first before you get to that dessert. And most likely you guys are kind of doing that, not really knowing you're doing it. But I'm telling you, if you had like, let's say a piece of chicken or salmon or steak or some solid protein, right? Protein is a type of nutrient that takes a lot of work for the body to try and break down. So the body kind of takes time breaking it down. And if you eat sugar right after protein, then the body can't just quickly burn up that sugar and like that, spiking up your insulin. You don't want your insulin spiked up, and sugar does that to your body. It spikes up your insulin, and when you have insulin, around roaming in your body, that means it's going to deactivate the fat burning mode. Anytime there's insulin, it deactivates the fat burning mode. So you don't want to have a surge of insulin. You want insulin to come in slowly, digest the food at a timely manner, not at a surge. And sugar does that to the body. Big surge. Why do you think it gives you all the energy and then it crashes you, right? Because all insulin comes in, breaks down the food, gives you energy, and then boom, crashes you, and now you're feeling tired. So that's why you want to slow down the process of the body secreting insulin. And because sugar does that, like the desserts you have is high sugar, so you want to have some protein first, and then slowly put in the sugar, and that kind of blocks it up a little bit so the body continues to let go insulin slowly. Okay, so that's another little trick, having something as a buffer such as protein, and not just putting in straight sugar into the body first thing in the morning, or putting it straight in there when it's kind of empty. So then all the body has to work with this right to the sugar, and then spikes up your insulin, and then shuts off the fat burning mode, and there you have it. Not a good thing. Okay, so that's another trick. Number 3 is to eat slowly. Breathe. Eat slowly. Enjoy the flavor of that dessert. Enjoy that wine. Savor every moment. Every bite is so and every taste, like just swirl it around your mouth. Take time to enjoy the food. Be in the present moment. Eat slowly, because your body can break down that sugar easily, and not spike up the insulin like I was talking about. It just breaks it down slowly. So you want to eat slowly. Allow the body to do its work. Don't just put a whole surge of sugar in it and just be mindless with what you're putting in so quickly that you're making the body work so hard, trying to break it all down, right? It's like all that work it has to do. Of course, it's great when you're young, and then over time it has to keep working over time like that. It's going to slow down and get what you call old. But it's not. It's like it's just been overworked. If you had terrible boss, and all he did was like, or she or he dumped a bunch of work on your desk and said, get it all done by tomorrow morning. You're like, okay, you're going to try and get it done by tomorrow morning. That's fine. And then they do that again to you the next day and the next day and the next week. Every time you have to work overtime. Eventually, you're going to want to quit this job or you're going to get sick. So it's the body's the same way. Don't just keep dumping things on it all the time and just not realizing that maybe if you just slow down a bit, you can give it a chance to digest in a nice, nice speed. That's not overexerting to its efforts. So you want to be helpful to the body, help the body out a little bit. Slow down, enjoy your food. It takes 20 minutes for your mind to even realize you're full. So if you eat all up in 10 minutes, you don't even realize how much you ate, because 20 minutes later, you're like, oh my God, I'm so full, I'm so stuffed. Just take your time, all right? Enjoy it. And that's just you showing respect to your body. So again, let's review. Top 3 little tricks. Number 1, move. Feel the burn. 2 minutes. Real quick. Drop down. Do burpees, jump squats, push-ups. Doesn't matter what you do. Burn off that sugar before it sits around long enough to make a home. And then you call it fat. Break it down while you can, right? Number 2 is eat protein first before you eat the sugars, right? Put something solid in. Buffer it up before the body has to come in and release a bunch of insulin. Right? You will slow the process down. So protein first. Number 3, you want to eat slowly and be mindful. That's all part of practice of being in present moment anyway. So take advantage of that moment and just practice being present.